Hello, hello. Why can't I hear anything? Hello, 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 hello. Right. Marina? Now, seems like if people are online. Are we online? Why am I here?
Check it out. It appears to me that we have internet on the Ethernet, but not on the Wi-Fi.
Okay, which is interesting. Because I'm not seeing. Oh, so that's the problem. We don't see it. Okay, so we are broadcasting. Question is, I have. We have sound. whatever we,
Just talk for a minute. Okay. Now talk. Okay, I got talking. Got to press the button. We're all right. I can think of the number. Yeah, me. What I stick there. I may have one somewhere. Let me figure out how to do this first. Yeah, through the worst things. You're gonna make that it's coming. No, it's working now, but it's online. Oh, okay. Yeah. Nobody's used it, but being something like that. Yeah, so we'll just do that when we get switched over. Yeah. If we don't have it, we should be covered, you know. Well, if they're not using it, that costs you to do their things. Sure. And it's on pretty space. Yes. So it's not like the postal service and that they tell them. Well, I have the credit card with me, so if you want to take a picture, talk to you later. Still.
to our 228th meeting. Are there any new members here tonight? Oh, wonderful. You want to stand up and say who you are and where you're from and what your interests are? Good, welcome. Welcome. Okay, any visitors here tonight? Okay. That's a very short announcement tonight. You'll be hearing something in the near future about the 2026 F3C conference. But I do want to start reminding you early that when you register, if you register as a DPI-SIG member, you'll get a $29 discount. And then the club reimburses F3C at the end of the conference. So just remember, last year we had some people sign up early, and then we had to figure out how to get their money back. But so before you sign up for the conference, be sure and sign in as an F3 as a DPI-SIG member, and you'll get the $29 discount. It's automatic. It's built right into the system. Thanks to Mayo. We have 7 door prizes tonight, and we have a free table. But a lot of great items on there. So everybody should leave with a handful of free items. So with that, I'll turn it over to Marcel.
Welcome, everybody. Jim, you're up. Jim Robillard, AI exhibit.
Okay, we have the AI exhibit is getting ready to be set up. There's 86 images in it, 7 creators in 5 categories. The opening reception is the 14th of October. There'll also be another one in November. So we actually have the whole museum for 2 months. And those are the categories. The people exhibiting are myself, Sue Christensen, Art, Donna, Karen Lund, Malin, and Wes. And again, the museum is open every day during the week from 9 to 4. And like you say, there's the 2 opening receptions. And I wanted to share, let's see, does this start automatically?
Didn't for me.
Okay. Can you? Oh, here it goes.
Good evening, everyone. I have a little voice, so if you're talking, I can't.
It is.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, we have
There you There it goes. It's playing. It's playing. Hold on. It's playing.
Good evening, everyone. I have a little voice, so if you're talking, I can't talk. Can you help me, Hyla? Settle down, folks. Please be quiet. Please. We have an exciting presentation for you. Thank you, and thank you, Hyla, for having us. Hi, my name is Desi, and I live with Judy and Jim.
And I'm Charlie Rhett, and I'm Executive Director of the Crane Household.
So, Charlie, do you know what digital art is and how you can use words to create beautiful art?
I have no idea, Desi. I'm a dog. I eat rabbit turds and chase Nova the cat.
Well, I like rabbit turds too, but my dad taught me all about how AI can be used creatively.
So how do you make these pieces of art here in the gallery?
It's simple, Charlie. Sort of. You create a prompt, hit enter on the computer, and it happens.
Slow down, Desi. I don't understand, and I'm sure these old people don't either.
Okay, first we pick a model.
You mean like a Victoria's Secret model?
No, Charlie. You're such a guy. A computer algorithm type model like Midjourney or ChatGPT or Bing. There are so many and growing every day. The models are trained on huge data sets of images and descriptions of those images.
Are you telling me I don't get to meet Giselle Bundchen tonight?
No, Charlie. But I will tell you all about prompts. A prompt is just a set of words describing what you want to see from the model. It can be very short, and then the model uses its training to create the image. Or you can write a very detailed description of what you want it to do. Prompts are like a language, Charlie. You have to learn how to communicate with a model.
I'd like to communicate with a model.
Charlie Red, if you can't behave, I know Dr. Joe is in the audience. Do you want to see him? Now, as I was saying, a prompt tells the computer model what you want. The same prompt used in any of the model, Adobe Firefly, Midjourney, Ideogram, Bing, or ChatGPT will give you a different result.
Why is that, Desi? I'm using my little voice so I don't get in trouble.
The computer models produce different results because each was trained differently, and the same prompt in the same model also produces different results each time, Charlie. It's like a slot machine. Only you're trying to guide it to the result you want with words. That's why this show is called Words as Art.
Okay, Desi, I'm starting to understand.
Charlie, we have a problem. Those people are still talking. Have your mom give them the look. You know who you are.
Thanks, Mom. If you can't keep quiet, my mom will send her sweetie to help keep you quiet. Right, Dad?
So won't this replace artists?
No, Charlie. AI doesn't replace the artist. It acts more like a collaborator or tool. The human provides the idea or concept, what to generate and why, the guidance through prompts, edits, and feedback, the curation, choosing which outputs are meaningful or worth refining. So, digital art with AI is essentially a blend of human imagination and machine generation.
Who are the creators, Desi?
There are 7 creators of these images, Charlie, Art David, Donna Sutton, Karen Lund, Malin Stacy, Sue Christensen, Wes Blomker, and my dad, Jim Robillard. They all belong to the Naples Digital Photography Club and are great photographers, but they are having fun and learning about AI too. They've been working on this project for over 2 years, Charlie.
Wow, that is a long time. If it's so simple, why did it take them so long?
Charlie, how long did it take us to learn to talk? They had to learn a new language too. Well, thanks for coming tonight. On behalf of Charlie and I, we hope you enjoyed the show and learned a little about AI in creating amazing creations. And thanks to our creators for their hard work. And now for a few more words from Hyla. Good night, everyone. Say good night, Charlie.
Good night, everyone. And any of you models out there, give me a call.
So that's the opening presentation to open the exhibition. So we hope to see you. It's October, 14th at the Marco Island Center for the Arts. Thanks.
Very interesting. Great presentation. Chuck Bloom. 3 smartphone tips.
Thank you. Tonight's tips are going to be about taking a pano with your phone. You can take it either horizontally or vertically when you take a pano. And a lot of people forget about doing panos vertically, like a mountain or a building or something like that. And when you hold the phone for a pano, at least on the iPhone, I'm assuming that the Android is similar. There's a line that goes across the screen and an arrow. And your object is to take your phone, it's easier to, and hold it and move slowly and keep that arrow that you see on your screen on that line. Because otherwise your panel is going to be seasickening, making. Don't worry about exposure. Phone takes care of the exposure on it. If you're going to put it online, the shorter panel looks much better online than the long one. And one of the things not to have in a panel, because it totally messes up the panel, is people. People moving. If somebody's standing and not moving, that's okay. But you want to have a little fun? Put your phone in panel, start it, and just hold it this way and turn it rather quickly rather than slowly. And you'll make a 360, including yourself. Now, if you want to know some more smartphone tips and learn a little bit more, next Tuesday we're starting the smartphone SIG. It'll be at the training center at 7 o'clock. The only thing I ask you to bring is your smartphone and questions you've got. So show up at the training center next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Questions? Thank you.
Pretty interesting. What happens if you hold it over your head and turn it around in circles? He'd get the 360. That's cool. I didn't know you. I never thought about doing that. Didn't know that. Okay, Art David, art show at Central Avenue Library. You're up, Art.
Priscilla McGuire is a little under the weather this evening, and she asked me to make an announcement about the art show. On the DPI-SIG website, you have all the information about the art show. You are supposed to bring 3 images, and there's information about how to hang them and so forth. We're going to be putting them up September 30th, I believe, from 9 o'clock until, sorry, 10 o'clock to 11. So if you have any images that you'd like to be shown and sold at the art show, please follow the instructions in the website. Self-explanatory. You can send it back to Priscilla. You'll fill out the information to be affixed to the back of the work and so forth. You're able to say how much you want to sell the image for. And they've been pretty successful. The images that both the Naples Camera Club and DPI-SIG have brought to the library over the past several years have been fantastic. We've gotten a very, very good response from the public. So it's a great place to show off your work. Recommend, of course, that you frame it and present it appropriately, professionally possible. In addition, the digital competition will end in 4 more days. So if you're planning on submitting anything to the digital competition, please do so. The end of the competition is the 15th at 11:59 p.m. Okay? And that also is on the website. Thank you. The deadline? September 30th, 10 to 11. That's it. 1 hour for
You
drop
mean
off.
the deadline for submitting the information?
Oh, for the information. Yeah, you got to get form back by the 13th, I think she said.
Yeah,
I didn't put that on here.
I would say probably in
Do it tonight before you go to sleep.
2 or 3 days. You want to get that information to Priscilla. That way she can figure out how many entries are going to be there. All right, thank you. All right, well, next up, we're going to have to go through a very dry section of 45 minutes with a fellow that's just not a comic at all. You won't be laughing. We'd like to introduce to you the driest speaker I know, Larry Richardson. You're not going to joke tonight, are you, Larry? No, you never joke. He never jokes.
And I think my microphone is not working. Can you, I, is that it? It's on. Oh, okay. Ooh, amazing. Technology. It's AI. This is not my real voice.
For the next whoever's first students.
Larry? Thank you. And I have mine, and I'm going to give this to my first interviewee. Is this working? It is. I see you. Have a seat. So,
Am I gonna get one of those?
let me click it on here. One of those little black boxes.
Yeah.
You better
Take
say
your
the
shirt
right
off.
thing.
I can't see anybody out there, so.
So,
Crash and burn.
uh, so well over a year ago, uh, looking for ideas to interview people, uh, I was watching the winners of one of our contests and found that these are all blue ribbon winners from that contest, and it was well over a year ago. But it's also people that we don't hear from very often. I mean, Bob's here, or David's here every month.
I set up the signs.
Yeah, and you know, we don't hear from these folks so much, and their images were just unbelievable to me. So I thought that'd be a good idea, and I went through the motions, and here we are a year later, and I have 8 people to interview. 3 of them are 2 of them are up north, and one of them actually has a virus and can't be here. But we're gonna rip their stuff apart. So anyway, that said, I want to welcome David Bosworth. You've been a DPI-SIG member for a long time.
Since 2012.
Wow, I can't even count how many years that is. So, and there's your name. I have 3 of your images in here. They're all blue ribbon winners, and I have to tell you why I liked them. Uh, I was excited to see how well you use texture, or not so well as you really like texture, but it really speaks to me. I think this could be black and white as well. Nevertheless, tell me about your ideas.
Well, on that particular shot, I did focus stacking. And that's why you got all that detail. That's probably about 8 images stacked on one on top of the other. So, and then I like doing studio photography where I have control over the light. And that's probably one of 1,000 different setups that I go through.
Does everybody know what focus stacking is? Anybody not know what it is? Okay, they all know.
Oh, wow.
So,
So I won't have to explain.
well, maybe to me, but after the show.
Okay.
Okay. But it's so common. Still life is so common. Yours are not so common. I was particularly intrigued with this one because, you know, this is not so much the photography, it is the creativeness in setting up your subject. And I love it. And I like flowers. My life revolves around certain kinds of flowers, mostly flowers that animals eat. But nevertheless, this is just amazing.
Well, I was particularly attracted to this flower because it only blooms at night.
Ah,
So it's a water lily, and I'm not sure what it is as far as the species, but it was I cut it in half because I wanted to see what it looked like on the inside.
I was going to ask you why it's the H2O lily,
Yeah.
but that makes sense.
And then what I did was I had to hang it upside down because it was starting to droop. So I did everything compositionally upside down. And then the background is holographic gift paper.
Okay, so you set up lights to different colored lights to
No,
put the background the way
no,
you
they
want.
were all white lights, and I had a combination. I used on some of my subjects, I used 3 lights. Some of my, I had as many as 6 lights.
Okay. Is
So,
this on a kitchen table or what?
it's on a regular table, yeah.
Okay.
And I have a very small apartment, so it's like it takes up my whole apartment. Christina's been there. She comes in and she goes, "Oh, where do I sit?"
You're not telling people you're a slob, are you?
No, no, I'm an organized mess.
Okay, good. Good. I love that. It won't fly with my wife. But so one of the things that intrigued me with this last one was, where do your ideas come from? Um, and did you try a bunch of iterations to figure out how to portray this feather? You have water droplets, plus you have a red background and perhaps a red feather, but maybe not. But it's all red.
It's a regular feather. It's from a red-shouldered hawk. I'm really fascinated with water and droplets. And I was fascinated with creating a background. So what I did was, it was before I was really into Photoshop. I put a screen up like this, and I
Yeah.
projected red light on it. And then I had the feather, and I was just squirting water on it and hoping for the best, taking shots, and and I tried different type of background, different color backgrounds. I tried blue, I tried green, and the red really worked for me.
When you looked at your images on your camera, was that very close or really close to the actual image you're portraying here, or did you have to do a lot of post-processing?
Oh, it was very close. I was very excited. I mean, I got hardly wait oh wow, I got to do this. You know how it is when you get that shot, you go, oh my God,
Yeah.
I did it finally.
I never have that feeling. Yeah, I understand. Well, what else? What makes you tick?
Photography, and I mean, I've been doing it since I've been about 6 years old. You know, um, it's been taking pictures of little trucks and you know, these little trucks and stuff that my brother had. And
Matchbox.
yeah, Matchbox trucks. I forgot.
I don't know. I didn't really. I had that written down. I didn't. Matchbox. I don't play with those.
We talked about this before.
Yeah. Well, fantastic. David, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. We're gonna call. Oh, and yes, thank you. Question.
Yes. Just straight up 1 Yeah. Because I don't have a higher magnification. And I didn't really want to go that close.
Yeah. And I'm sorry to ask. Question way back in there. Yeah.
Yes, I use 100 millimeter. Pardon me? No, it's a Canon. Sorry about that. I know you're a Sony man.
Yeah. And I would advocate that it doesn't matter, but
The
I'm a
Canon's the best.
Yeah. Well, I shoot Canon, but yeah.
Photoshop. For the stacking, focus stacking.
Okay.
It's pretty complicated.
Did we have something else? Oh, yes, Art. And tell us more.
It was what magazine was that again? Popular Photography. Yeah, what happened was I entered that image, and what happened was it didn't win. It didn't place or anything. So then a year after that, our David came walking in with a magazine, and he says, "David, your image is in
So
Popular Photography." And I go, "Oh wow, that's great. Where is it?" It was part of advertising for the next contest, and it was a real small little photograph, and you had to use a magnifying glass to take a look at who it was. So at least I got like some recognition, Popular Photography.
yeah, hey, publishing is publishing. Christine.
Yes. No, I was I using? Yeah, Picasso. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And all these softwares are evolution.
Right, yes. Hopefully it's making me better.
Yeah, yeah, it's supposed to. All righty. Anything else?
I don't think you can get any better than you are right now. Those are fantastic photographs.
Thank you so much. I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Say, to Christian, she just sits back there. She's so
Sorry,
quiet.
pass the black box.
She says I'm quiet.
I knew she was. I didn't know what it was called. She's a Florida Excellence in Photography Award winner through FCA. I can know that. You could get that. You go ahead and put that on.
Clips.
This
Oh,
is their first time. We
yeah.
can embrace her.
Oh no, I'm not easily embarrassed.
Oh, really?
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm slow.
So am I, but I do poor work. No.
Gotcha.
All righty. So let me introduce everybody. You are, it's coming, Susan Christensen, and I spelled
You
it
spelled it
correctly. I
right.
spelled it right. So they're, they're clapping for me because,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I'm impressed because most people don't.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I have two of your images in here. This first one, uh, I want to say that's a jaguar. Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, that's a spotted cat, Western Hemisphere. Okay, so my first question, I have two of your images in here. Uh, this one is entitled "Make My Day," and I just, well, we talked a bit about your desires in photography, what kinds of things you like to shoot, and you love wildlife photography. What made you pick this one to enter it? And obviously, it's a blue ribbon winner. So,
I think I got it sharp and I took it, I believe, in Costa Rica. And I was just starting out. And a friend of mine dragged me down there. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I still managed to get some really good shots, including, which was really cool. And I've won lots of awards with them. But this particular one, I thought I love the textures and I love animal photos that the animals seem to have an attitude. Sometimes they just look really sad, but this one just looked pissed off. it just, and I love the texture on his tongue and that look in his eye. That's what I go for.
I'll give you 20 feet before I chase you down.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
he must have known I was a beginner.
well, but the thing is, you're not. I mean, the FIFA award. I mean, you told me earlier that you have no formal photography training, and I mean, I flunked all the photography classes I took. So, and to be an award winner through F3C, the FIFA award, you have to have 12 or 15 images that are blue ribbon winners in F3C in order to get this designation. So you might have no formal training, but it sounds to me like you're doing okay.
Somebody once told me I have the eye, and I'm not sure which one, but
Okay. Which eye? Yeah, there you go. There
it's
you
the
go.
left.
Right. Well, this second picture comes from doing a little query on you and finding out that yes, you love to shoot wildlife, but also, well, let me read what you told me. You said, while I absolutely love doing wildlife photography, I discovered that I have a very creative side, won multiple ribbons for my work, and those photos require tons of work. And I don't think I have the patience or the time, and I certainly don't have the know-how. And you sent me this and told me how something like 40 layers,
50 layers.
50 layers.
It's because I'm not an expert at Photoshop. I
Yeah.
didn't grow up with it. I didn't even own a camera, a real camera, until maybe 2008 or 9. And I didn't get Photoshop till years later. And I did this, I was learning as I went. I took a picture of a Rubik's Cube. I had a little holder and I thought I was going to I took photos of glass bricks down in Key West, A friend of mine went down and we were just fascinated. Our bathroom had all these cool bricks. And when I put the bricks on, it looked awful and it had no story to it. And then I remembered in the women's forum, we had photographed models. And so I took a picture of one of the models and it was learn by doing. So I probably could do it now in maybe less than 20 layers. But I had to cut each picture up on Photoshop and take a cube and then paste it on. And some of them were slanted, and I can see some of them aren't perfect. I see a mistake now.
Well,
I could do that a lot better now.
it looks like real photographs that you actually pasted on.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's what I took layers and put them on and had to warp
Yeah.
them and then the second photo I took of her, I had to make her look older. And so I kind of whitened her hair. I just kept bleaching her hair out with the lighten brush. And I had read that the Photoshop had just gotten an age progression tool.
Yeah.
And I tried that, but it did not make her hair gray. So I had to make her hair gray. And then I kind of did some more stuff to make her. And then I took those photos and put them on.
Did you show
And
her
there's
the photograph? Did
did
you
I-
show her this?
no,
Oh.
because I took this photo a few years before I did
Okay.
this. So it was a lot of work.
Yeah. But you intimated to me that you love this kind of stuff. Yeah. So what makes you okay? So you have
Because I have an imagination and I was helping, I was a caregiver for a friend with dementia for years. And there were times, especially in COVID, when I was stuck at home, couldn't do anything, and I couldn't get out to shoot. So I started playing around with stuff like this.
wow,
It's kind of insane.
absolutely
Yeah.
amazing.
And it's a portrait, but then it's the Rubik's Cube, and then it's a night sky that I took in Rocky Mountain National Park. And then I took it all into Topaz and added the star effects, the big star effects.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot of work.
Questions for uh, Sue? Yes.
Did you visualize it before you made it?
Yeah.
You knew what you wanted to get?
Yes, I knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't know how to do it.
Right.
And there was a lot of cursing involved.
You were by yourself though.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the cats knew to stay away from me.
Yeah. Sounds great. Anything else? Sue, tremendous images. Thank you so much. Next up is Chuck, and I'm going to talk about him for a minute because he's not here. Chuck Dreyer is still up north, so I'm going to show a couple of his images. They have a similar theme, and we might be able to make some comments about them. So, Chuck Dreyer, if you're watching, this is your night. You don't get any money though. Okay, Lake Huron sunrise. This is a blue ribbon winner from over a year ago, as I said. And he said this. It says this picture was taken in Michigan's Upper Peninsula from an island in Lake Huron. It was August and sunrise was at 6:47. The photo was taken at 6:41. Apparently, he's kind of one of these. Yeah, dots his I's, crosses T's. Sunrises and sunsets are ephemeral events with a degree of uncertainty. I wouldn't think so. I couldn't predict that there would be some great clouds and color, but I and my coffee were ready. I was very familiar with the setting and knew that the sailboat would be tethered there. I needed to be there before sunrise. I started shooting at 6:30. Sunrise was at 6:47, so he had 15 minutes pre sunrise, and for the clouds to be right and for the wind to be calm. So the images were reviewed, and I selected from the best balance of color in the sky and water, with the sailboat being so still. And so then he obviously edited. This is a 16 by 9. Question: one of the first things I do, tell me if if this is true for you, is if I'm at first thing I do when I edit is I crop. Is that something a lot of people do? Most okay, and I think oh, so. Anyway, he cropped it to a 16 by 9 to maximize the mirroring of the sky and the water, and to get a bit of the diagonal line from the lower left corner, okay, to the boat, to the boat to the small island on the right. I won't go into to exposure settings. You know, he tweaked it, added vibrance and color here and there, clarity. He dropped the clarity by 40 points. That's quite a bit. I'm one of those guys that always raising the clarity. Okay, so here's his next image. And this is the red sky at night. This was taken with a cell phone. And I'm so impressed and glad that we have a cell phone group because my wife would be really happy because she goes around with her cell phone and then shows me this stuff. And then I have to go shoot it with my 45 megapixel camera. Uh, but, but she saw it first. She's got the eyes, Susan. So this was with a cell phone. Both these images have a common theme, obviously sunrise, sunset, water, and boats. These elements speak to significant passions in my life, which is particularly the sky, water, and boating. And in my experience, sunrises and sunsets are crimes of opportunity. Good ones are fleeting and rare, and capturing one measures requires means, motive, and opportunity. So you have to kind of plan on taking the chance. That's what I got out of this. You got to plan to be there and hope it happens for you. Keep your camera close, encourage your passion, and be prepared. And obviously, watch the weather. Uh, Paraphrasing William Arthur Ward. Anybody know him? I think we may have gone to high school together. But anyway, he says, opportunities are like sunrises and sunsets. If you wait too long, you miss them. And that's very true. Uh, so I can go back and we can look at this one. Does anybody have comments? It's a blue ribbon winner. So either our judges suck at their job or they deserve it. But anything particular you like or don't like. And by the way, when we critique images, we're automatically drawn to find something wrong with it. And sometimes that's just not the case. This one, yes. Ooh, the diagonal line going on. Yes. How true. How true. Um, and I'm wondering, he probably softened this a little bit, like negative clarity, negative texture, maybe. Although from here it looks pretty darn sharp. Uh, Great depth of field. And did he say what I may have left it on my computer. He may have told me what f-stop he used. But yeah, I would think pretty broad depth of field. Um, Anything else? Yes.
One thing that comes to my mind is that I don't remember who it was, but there was a professional photographer that once said, you should always have your camera with you. And the beautiful part about today, we always have our camera with us because everybody's got a cell phone.
Cell phone. Yeah.
So we always have a camera with us to take that shot. And I find that I'm starting to take a great many pictures with my cell phone because I don't have my regular equipment with me and I see something and I want to shoot it.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful photo.
And you can shoot in RAW with your cell phone. Looks like, yeah. And my neighbor, who just got back from a trip up in Canada, went to Boston, took a cruise line up somewhere there, and they saw Northern Lights. And this was 2 weeks ago. Saw the Northern Lights. He sent me a cell phone picture, and I could tweak it a little bit. He shot it, obviously, as JPEG. If he had sent it to me as a RAW, I could have done more with it. But still, this time of year, seeing Northern Lights, and the fact that he said the phone did a better job than what they could see with their eyes. Anyway, and impressive. That just makes me mad. Don't tell me that. Yeah. No. All right. Anything else? Oh, yes. In addition to that field. Yeah. 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 Sonny, that was yeah. 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 Well, and obviously Chuck's paying attention to those uh, leading lines. So amazing. All right. Next up, Christina Skapecki. Come on up. You give me a sound testing.
Testing.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. Let me put my mic back in my pocket. All righty. Well, Christina, you have two, maybe three images that you shot in the creative category, that you created in the creative category. So you were telling me your philosophy about how you create these images, what you draw from as far as your images go. You said that you don't use AI. Can you
Mm,
expound on that a little bit?
So I don't use any AI at all, period. No stock photography, nothing. I create my own backgrounds.
Oh,
As
sorry.
for as for like removing backgrounds, I use layer masks. I don't even have Photoshop, but I do have a photo editing software that I do use.
There you go. And what photo editing software did you know this was it? This was a blue ribbon?
I knew, yes, but it just, I don't know.
It looks great.
So the photo editing software I use is Affinity Photo 1, and they have Affinity Photo 2 now, but I like um, Affinity Photo 1.
And it's hell awaits the chosen. What about layers and pieces? How did you put this thing together?
Well, the guy I had taken in Fort Myers when they had ZombieCon, and so I always loved his outfit, the black and white, and so I wanted to do something um, that would kind of like mess with your eyes, whatever. And so I used to create the background. I used like a blank layer that consisted of white, and then on top of that was a blank layer consisting of black. And I kept on doing that until I got the image I wanted, and then I put him in it. I added the shadow at his underneath his feet, and Um, the sign was also there was some people holding up some signs.
You're talking about the warning sign there.
Yes, it says warning: drunkards, fornicators, jealous, unforgiving, prideful, homosexuals, porn freaks, pot smokers, potty mouths, and abortionists. Eternal hell awaits. And
So the message there is watch it, watch it. And did you add the head on the person, or was he actually wearing that?
he was actually wearing
Right.
that.
Okay.
Different people were holding the signs. They were just like protesting the ZombieCon or whatever.
Oh,
Yes, and so I thought he would be perfect holding the sign, so I gave him the sign, and then enter if you dare. I can't remember where I got that. Probably at ZombieCon also. And so yeah, I just put it together, and that was that.
very unique. All right, let me go to the next one. In the midst of things. All right, this is really intriguing to me because I've been here so many times, but when I wake up the next morning, you know what I mean? That's where I'm at. But I mean, the elements, you got giraffes, you got a person here, architecture, and of course the moon up there, and you're like in the Taj Mahal or something like that. So, how many different elements?
So the Taj Mahal was actually from the Ringling Museum in Sarasota, and same with the wall that David is standing on.
Oh, that's David. You're much smaller in this picture. Yeah. Okay.
I don't remember where I got the clouds from, and I don't remember where I got the moon from. And the giraffes are from Zoo Miami. And so I'd seen an image online that I thought was really cool. It had giraffes in clouds. And so I put those two together, and then my mind just started getting ideas. And I just started, oh my God, just started putting things together. And that's
Well,
what I came up with.
so I want to ask you, where do you get your ideas from? I mean, you're watching TV, listening to music or something. What happens that, do you get it from, I get ideas from a lot of books.
Uh-huh.
Um, Sometimes when I'm out doing something, I'll get an idea when I'm out there, different from what I'm pursuing. But it seems like that's doesn't happen that often. How about you?
Well, I get some ideas online, but sometimes, well, a lot of times when I'm out shooting, I'll see something and I'll be like, oh, that would look good in a photo manipulation. And I don't know what kind of photo manipulation, but eventually I end up using whatever it is I find outside.
Yeah, you're kind of I don't want to say scavenger, but
I am though when it comes to
okay.
photography, yeah.
So you won't slap me for saying that.
No,
Okay, good.
because that's really the way it is.
So when you start on it, is it start and finish, or do this over weeks to coming back and forth?
So it actually takes me a couple days, maybe about 2 weeks. Um, I start with um, something in mind, but not exactly, because what happens is my intuition just takes over, and then something. Sometimes I'll look back on my photos, and something will trigger in my mind, and then I got to start doing it, and yeah, it's crazy.
Well, it seems to me like you're thinking about it quite a bit, and your thoughts are evolving. I mean, I mean, you had to think about where you put these elements. Did you want David standing there? Did you start off putting them there? Why this wall? All these things you put together. And of course, you put it all together. This is the presentation you have. And AI, does that scare you at all? I mean, it does scare me. I don't mind telling Malin and Jim, where is AI going? Because I'm one of those that wants to take my work and tweak it. You're wanting to take your work, tweak it, add things to it, but it's still your stuff. Yeah,
Right. I'm not really afraid of AI. I mean, I like the images I see that are done in AI. However, for my own images, I do not want to use AI.
yeah.
I feel that as soon as I put, like, let's say somebody else's background into my image or AI, I feel like it's no longer my artwork.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And I should, did we comment back there? What? Okay. And I'm the first one to tell you that if there's sticks in front of that otter face, I'm removing the sticks. And I'm doing a crop expansion, and I'm doing a lot of that level of AI. I don't know how that pertains to, yeah. You're pointing to somebody? Oh, Art, what do you say something, Art?
Sorry, but if you want to do whatever you want to do with your image, that's fine.
Yeah.
Mail
creative category, as we understand it, she makes this creation with her elements, and she is not allowed to bring in uh, prefab stuff, if you will, or AI elements. Is that correct? Yeah. Yeah.
Infinity photo.
So I'm happy to say that, how did I get there? Holy cow. I'm happy to say your work is amazing and it's all yours.
Yes.
So everyone, thank you for seeing.
Miss Stoney had a question.
Oh, do you have a question? Yes.
Oh, that's a great question. So my files are a mess. However, every once in a while, I will have I do have a file that says objects, and they don't have the background removed yet. But when I need the image, then I'll remove the background. So, but they are somewhat organized.
Beg your pardon? Sure, I can do that. The next one, okay.
If you look at that, that's not that far from reality.
I, I hear what you're saying, but first of all, I know it's in the creative category. And so I know it's put together. And of course, for me, the clouds are what makes it a dreamy. That's what I see in this particular image, what grabs me. So,
Not that far from reality. What up? Really that far from.
well, in this process of doing interviews, one of the key things for me to try to pry out of the people is, where do you get your energy? Where do you get your creative imagination? And everybody's the same and everybody's really different. What I mean is, we all go after that creative, but it's like you go that way and I go that way, and it's wonderful because we can all shoot the same thing and they're all different. Did you say something, Susan? Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Yes. That happens all the time. Yes. I have no clue. Just way too many. Yes, exactly. Yes. And so Art was saying something about adding elements. So like lighting, I paint. I don't add like whatever. I don't press a button and there's my lighting. I actually paint it in. Or shadows, I paint it in. I don't click a button and there it is.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Paint that in using a black layer.
Yes.
Anything else? Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's all.
For you. I got out of order here and I apologize. Uh,
We're going to cut your fee in half.
yeah, really. All right. Everybody, this is Malin Stacy. Yay. So, Malin,
The only thing they're doing with AI is doing anything else with AI in two.
yeah, and I should say we all have these lines that we don't want to cross. In a couple of years, I'll probably be way on the other
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
Yeah. So why landscapes, flowers, and insects? You have insect picture here too.
Yeah, yeah.
Hoverfly.
Well, I seek out landscapes, and I learned a lot of things by joining this club over the years, and by watching videos and other things. I'm a slow learner. I'll explain that when you get to the next picture. But one of the things I learned was you want to get something in the foreground in your landscapes to kind of create scale and give it some depth. And so I was looking for a place. This was in Wicklow National Park in Ireland, and it's a very flat park on mostly on top of the hills and lots of heather. And so it was very colorful when we were there. And the mountains in the distance. I loved the clouds and how they came out in this shot, and that's why I went after this one.
Yeah.
I just enjoy beautiful scenery. It's not everywhere. I can't find any mountains in Florida.
I just got back from Utah and Arizona, and I know what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, watching you, watching me.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you took this at the botanical garden, but maybe not.
Yes, I did.
You did.
The When I was a kid, I started shooting black and white. Of course, that's all there was at the time. That's all I could afford. And I had photography on and off for many years, but when I retired 21 years ago, uh, I started out with a couple of Nikon E54, E56 little point and shoot cameras. And flowers were great because they didn't move.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with these little point and shoots, you press the shutter and you wait a few seconds and it takes the picture. That's how it seemed anyway.
Right.
And if I could get a bug in there, sometimes they'd land and stop. I thought that was great. So I got a whole series of photos from those cameras at that time, and it kind of was a thing that I did, my style, if you will.
Yeah.
I still enjoy, flowers are great, but if you could add something to it, a little more interest.
I stole a picture of an orchid, and I sent 20 images off of this clamshell orchid, and the one that was chosen had an ant.
Yeah.
And I asked the editor, "Why did you pick that one?" He says, "Because there's something happening."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and there's something happening there.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was, I don't know if I was laying on the deck. I don't think so. I wasn't laying on the deck with this one, but I love to go over there and shoot with my 600 millimeter lens and capture these things from quite a ways away.
And we can go back and forth on these. One of the questions I had was how do you choose your subjects? Uh, no, how did your choice of
Display
subject
land?
determine your lens and
Okay.
your equipment
Yeah.
decision?
Well, the botanical gardens, I have a variety of things I've tried over there. I've done some focus stacking with different lenses. Used the 600 millimeter or the 600 millimeter, the 1.4 adapter on it,
Yeah,
shooting some of the lilies and so forth.
you shooting Sony?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, Sony.
Yep. This is another picture from Ireland, and I was out. My plan to go to Ireland was, I'll just park by this field and take a picture. Well, you can't park anywhere in Ireland because the roads are one lane and there's no place
Huh.
out in the country. So I found a little place to pull out, and there's a little farmland here, and these St. John's wort was growing along the rock wall, and the fly happened to fly in. I'm trying to think. I think this was a 2470 f2.8 lens I was using on this one. I do have a macro, Sony macro, but I broke it. So
Does anybody use an extension tube? If they don't have a macro, you can put like a 12 millimeter extension tube on it. Anybody? Yes. Does it work all right for you? Okay, good.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, good.
I have some macro extensions, but they're not automated, so they're not much use. But,
Okay.
my lenses are all automated. So, what else you want to know?
What are the challenges you have in capturing what you go after? Uh, like when you're on a photo tour, uh, you're holding everybody up probably, but yeah. I went to Africa. It was not a photo tour, and I was constantly asking the driver not to go, and probably ticked off the other 5 people in our.
Yeah, I tend to go more on tours with my wife, and they're not photo tours. So I just put up with that.
That's even worse.
Inconvenience.
My wife is a drive-by shooter. It's like, let's go.
Yeah. Has she been in court like you yet?
No, not yet. No.
Uh,
So
I try to find places when we go traveling that I think ahead at least. I knew kind of some things to look at in Ireland, but I didn't have a real good plan, and I didn't have anybody take me around at all.
right, right.
And as you may have noticed when I went out shooting with you, I tend to wander off and see what else is around.
And I thought you were lost, but
I was.
yeah. And it's great to be lost. Not all of us who wander are lost.
Right.
So, any questions for Malin? Yes.
No. He taught me how to do that, but I rarely do
I did what?
reflectors and stuff.
Oh, I taught you?
Yeah, you're showing us over in the Botanical Gardens, one of our outings.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
These
Yeah.
reflectors. Yeah, no, it was just the way the light, and that's one reason I took the picture because the light was fairly nice.
So now that you know that, there is a reflector over there on the table, and whoever gets it's going to enjoy it.
It's probably a 50% or more crop too out of it.
So, fantastic. Anybody else? David.
Yes. Yes. Didn't want to bother anymore. No, it was. You haven't seen my hands, have you? I would if the insect would hold still long enough.
Yeah.
The Sony camera that I have now does automatic capture of focus, but it doesn't stack them in the camera. Have you tried that? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Anything else? Thank you, Malin. Set those right there. Donna, don't come up yet. Donna will be my last one, but I want to go to somebody that couldn't be here tonight. His name is Charles Staten. Charles, that's Chip. Everybody who knows Chip, he's down with some kind of virus, couldn't make it here tonight. We have one image here, and I just wanted to make a couple comments about Chip now that he's here, and he's probably not even watching at home. But even if he is, I'd like to embarrass him just a little bit. A blue ribbon winner. This is a black skimmer eating. I'm thinking it might be a grunt, or I made up that name. But anyway, they literally macerate their fish before they try to feed it to their young. And I have to say something is important about Chip, and it's something we ought to all think about. Um, David, you said it earlier. Do all you can in the camera, and that's Chip. Chip goes out with his camera and he shoots just about every day, every morning. If he's shooting kites, he loves birds, black skimmers up at Estero Bay, Estero area, and kind of like what you see is what you get. He does a very minimum of editing in Lightroom, if at all, and yet he's winning blue ribbons. This is pretty much how I bet you it looked on the back of his camera. What he uh, what I think happened the last few years is he bought a camera with eye focus. I don't care what camera you have. He happens to have a Canon, but all the Nikon Z's and the Sony's are all eye focus. You know anyway, these mirrorless cameras with eye focus that jettisoned him into getting a lot more shots, crispy clear shots. So um, oh, the iFocus is AI? Yeah, is that amazing? I guess I've crossed that line. Okay, so anyway, what you're seeing is probably what was on the back of the camera. And I personally, unless I'm doing the creative, obviously I'm not, but if I'm out shooting birds, yes, I tweak my images, but I've got to really like it in the back of my camera first. Anyway, I just want to say that about Chip. And Donna, would you come up here? Donna's our last person. Yeah, we're getting late. Yeah. It's because you were asking. Yeah, it's your fault. Would you put that on there? You could hold the microphone and that and okay. I'm not touching her. I just want you to know. I am touching you. There you go. All right. That's it. So Donna Sutton, a blue ribbon winner. Oh, I have to go where Donna is. There she is, right there. West Side Market overview. Blue ribbon winner. Well, tell us about this image. Where were you? I'm just really...
As many of you know, I grew up and spent most of my life in Cleveland. So I love the cities. I go back there every year to visit family. And I just wander around the city. I take probably more pictures there than I take anywhere else because there's just so much that history there and the architecture and people. So I do take more pictures there. This West Side Market was built in the early 1900s, and they did a couple renovations. They're renovating it again this year. This is the center part of it. On the outside part is where they have all of the fruits and vegetables and everything. In this whole neighborhood is Ohio City neighborhood. So all around it are craft bars, restaurants, just everything. It's on the near west side of downtown Cleveland. Cleveland, anybody who knows it, it has the Cuyahoga River that kind of splits the east side and the west side. This is on the near west side of Cleveland.
How did you get high?
It and it in the back of it, I'm like just above where that is. There's a little platform, and it's got some of the windows in the building. and they have a few seats where people that if they buy food that's already prepared can go up there and sit.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I was at. And that's why some people I've had comments with, they wish I could get closer to the people in the front and have a little bit more for direction or whatever, that little bit more in the front. But you really couldn't because I was way at the back. There's not much space. And you go up and you only have this level and you maybe have like 5 feet.
Why did you go here?
To here,
Yeah. I mean, are
wanted
you
to,
a street photographer?
yes, I do a lot of street and I took a lot of street photos in there of people like a little kid with a fish. And all of a sudden, the little girl's like, oh, and just cute little things that I saw with that. They have all sorts of cultural foods. I mean, different nationalities, Polish, Italian, you know, you name it, that's in there. That's what the market is. And I went down there because I wanted to take some shots. I
Yeah.
knew about it. I wanted to do some street photos. And then the other thing in that whole area, there's a bridge that goes across and goes over the river right over there. So I took the Detroit Superior Bridge. I walked it to try to get some of the flats in Cleveland, pictures of town in the flats where there's a lot of older bridges and things. Like this year when I was there, they have a swing bridge that I got some pictures. We were going to go across it and was like, we couldn't because it was closing with some kayakers underneath. So
Oh, yeah.
just neat.
Kayakers. I hate them.
Yeah.
So Bobby C's Barbershop, and it was this picture that you sent me that made me say, you must be a street photographer.
Yeah.
So did you have to get a haircut?
Yeah. This is another one. I was there the year before, and it was in 2022. COVID had just closed, things were opening up, and downtown Cleveland can get pretty busy. And so I was like, I wanted to go down there and try to get some shots of, there's another arcade. This is in one of the arcades. There's another arcade. I finally got a picture this year. I tried 3 years and I couldn't get one without a lot of stuff going on. And it's really a neat place. But I was walking through the arcade after taking pictures at a jazz fest that was going on down there, taking some street photos. And I saw the barbershop things on the outside in the arcade.
Well, these are both very busy images, obviously first place winners, but I mean, what are you attracted to? I mean, because they're so busy, yet.
I know.
But it's, was it Clyde Butcher said that he likes to be able to get into his photographs. He produces these massive prints, they're nature, but he wants you to be able to go up to him and look at this strap fern and this flower, or whatever. Is that what you do here? What is it that excites you?
The whole setting. And I have trouble with landscapes because of that, getting to try to do like what Clyde Butcher would do, or like Malin did with his picture, that I have a lot of trouble with how to do. Something like this, what attracted me was the color, the seats, the people doing things. And so it was just the whole setting. And I just went in and said, can I take a picture? And they said, yeah. So I went in the back and I had to position myself and like there's somebody sitting over here. And then there's another barber behind him. And the guy that he's cutting the hair had a mask. So I had to just kind of maneuver to get that person out and wait until the other barber came in. But I just like the setting, the old style chairs and the floor and the colors.
Questions for Donna? Yes.
Do you share this?
I did send this to him. Yes, I did. Yeah. This was one I was just really surprised. I didn't take many shots of it, and I was just, my brother was with me downtown, and he thought it was crazy. I'm like, wait, I gotta go in there. It was just something that I liked about it, so that's what I did.
What else? Yes.
Yeah, I looked up everything to process, and this one I did very little. All I did, this was in the documentary category, so you couldn't change anything. So I did nothing to the image. I didn't take anything out. I don't even think I cropped it. I just did some of this with this guy in camera. I couldn't take his hands out because it was documentary. So all I did was do some tweaking in um, Camera Raw, and I did some colors and brightening. I think I want the other picture, I think I put, or this one maybe, I put it in vivid. No, I think the other one I put in vivid. This one I just pulled out some of the colors and things like that. Darks, the lights. Most of it I decreased the highlights on both of those pictures.
Yeah, which is perfectly
And
fine.
then I did topaz denoise here. On the other picture was really cool on the back end, and it was really hot up here. So I did go in with a lineal gradient in mask the top and add a little more warmth in there. And at the bottom, I kind of brushed the area that was really too warm and to try to match it, and decreased and added a little cooler texture to there.
Good.
And then in here, the one thing all of those, I wanted to make sure when I took it, all of those, like 1980, these were pictures that were taken at different points in time, because it was like in honor of all the years that the West Side Market was there.
Running short of time, but Art wants to make a comment. Oh, the other photo?
I was this presentations that he did for Naples Camera Club, and that, yeah. And I was surprised at how much you had figured all of that out on the picture. So thank you. And did it was like, yeah, and it may have just not even, I didn't know.
What lens were you using?
This was when I first got my Nikon ZF, and I had a 14 to 200 lens. So it was really nice for street. And that's why I had to do denoise on it, because it was dark, dark inside and whatever. But yeah.
Anything else? Donna, thank you so much for coming. Big hand. That is all we have time for. Uh, if you have questions for our interviewees, catch them at the break. I'd like to say thank you all, and we'll see you next time.
It was very enjoyable. I really, really liked the presentation. Great job.
Oh, I would
Right, here we go. Next up is Malin Stacy using AI to click photography.
That's sunny spelling. Critique. We're having fun, aren't we? Yeah, we're learning a few things. There's been a lot of conversation about AI tonight, and I'm afraid there's going to be more as we go down the road here. AI has become a component of photography, and if you saw the presentation that I did or the one that Jim did last month, you get an idea of how invasive it is. And while I respect Christina's and many and Anna's and Susan's intention not to use AI to create things in their photographs, I'm afraid your cameras are using it behind you, underneath you anyway. So you're still photographers. What you have in common is the idea that you want to create images to share with people. And whether you do that digitally, you paint, or however you create those images, that's the notion. And Jim and I agree that if we can use AI to have fun and create images in that, that's great. And we've been doing that for a couple of years. But I also think that as a photography club, we should try and figure out how to bring that technology to work for us as photographers. And so that's what I've been trying to get out of all this stuff that's going on. And the tools are getting better and better. So the recent progress, there's been this stuff is just flying along like crazy. You finally find something that works, and a day later, there's something along that works better. And that actually happened twice this week. Um, Photo editing tools are getting to be very good in terms of AI, and I'll give you an example here in a minute. The biggest risk for competition, as Art said, AI is still off limits in terms of creating things. Um, but I have found some ways to help you improve your image creation without going outside the boundaries, and I'm going to share that with you tonight. So based on our previous talk, AI showed ways to critique your images. This was in the talk that I did for the AI group and the one that Jim presented of my presentation last month's meeting, 2 months ago. How long ago was that anyway? Last month. Time flies when you're having fun. The thing that interested people out of that was this critiquing possibility. Can they get an opinion about their images from AI that would be useful? And we looked at that, and I sent out instructions to some people how to do that for free using ChatGPT, and their own images. It was kind of complicated. So I thought there must be a way to simplify that. And we didn't get a lot of response back. Did anybody here get that email? Was anybody recipient? I know Sue got it, or Donna got it and tried it. Yeah. It wasn't hard, but it was something you had to do. So I was trying to figure out a way to make it easier for folks. So uh, the critiquing program, I've added a critiquing program to DPI-SIG.org. And it uses Google Gemini, which the popular term these days is nano banana. How they came up with that, I don't know. The literal term is Gemini 2.5 image flash something 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 something. That's probably why they called it nano banana. It does not come for free, but DPI-SIG is going to pay the costs for now. We'll track its usage and see where we go. So I'm going to show you a quick demo of that. If I can get back into So if you scroll down the left side of the website, the main page, not the competition page, below the November item, you will find two AI tools that are there. The first one is the critiquing tool. And I just put a picture of what it looks like here, but I'm going to say sample it for you. You click on where it says AI image critique. It says I need to log in. Yeah, you need to log in too. Yeah, no, gets me too. Oh yes. Yeah. The reason we do that is we had guys trying to break into our website all the time, so that slowed them down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put this over here. So if you scroll down below the library art show and the November outing, which Marcel didn't mention tonight, there is an outing in November. Sign up for it. You get to the AI tools. First one is the image critique, and you click on that, and you have to put one of your images in there that you want to critique. So I grabbed one out of the competition pages, and I put it right here, and it opens the image. You get a view of the image, and then you click. Oh, you need to tell what category it's going to go in. What do you think? Black and white on this one? No, probably not. We'll leave it at traditional color. And oh, cool! I can't get a critique. So that's the second thing. It's limited usage. We can only get so many per day, and we've reached the limit. I don't know why, but anyway, it'll come back with a critique. Like, let me show you what it was again. You're going to get something like it shows here below the image of the pelicans. It says critique and suggestions, strengths. It'll tell you what's good about it. It's in focus, it's sharp, its composition's good, the lighting is good, the sky is good, whatever it is. It's got a lot of things that it looks at. And then below that, it'll tell you what might not be quite so good about it, where it could be improved. And then it'll give you suggestions on how to edit that image to make it better. And that might be 8 or 10 things that would be useful. So that's what you're going to get out of it. And unfortunately, I didn't put a sample on here so you could see the whole thing, but you wouldn't want to read the whole thing right now anyway. Go out and try it. Okay, drop an image on it, try it. You can go to most any place. Like the sample I sent out, basically I just told you how to get up to ChatGPT for free if you didn't know. And then drop an image on it and give it the prompt that I gave. Those, ask it to critique the image and provide suggestions. Now, I'll post that up there as well. Yeah, yeah, you can use Gemini, you can use ChatGPT, you can use Claude. Uh, Grok, I think, maybe does images now. Anything that will analyze an image probably will do this.
The DPI-SIG version is free.
The DPI-SIG version is free for you guys to use. We're paying for what's in the back. Any other questions on that right now? Try it out. You can get your own license for any of these AI tools. With ChatGPT, I'm paying $20 a month. You can do some for free. This particular tool, sorry, Jim, this particular tool is one that I wrote. So, but I mean, you can create your own tool to do whatever you want there. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I was his test subject. So I was taking iPhone photos from my trip to Italy, and it does pretty good, So those had not been edited yet, and we overcame a few little hiccups with it. It doesn't like necessarily HEIC photos out of the Apple, but we fixed that. And so then the second thing I did after I took the statement that said, here's what to do on the photo. And then I went and did that in Lightroom. And then I put the photo back in to see, all right, now what's it say? And it said that it was approved the way it was that it had been suggested. So it does work really, really well. So you should try it. Yeah, it liked itself. Yeah. Oh, it's good.
Yeah, using the same license that we're using for the critique, since we're accessing basically man of man anyway, I added an AI image edit tool out on DPI-SIG. And basically, it's the same sort of thing. You drop your image on it or select it from the file browser. You tell it how you want to modify it in words. Y'all know words, right? I don't know. Nobody's rising to that, babe. That's why doing AI art is so much of a challenge, is because it's in words. Anyway, so that demo is out there as well. I'll make sure it's working soon. I'll figure out why I don't know why it's not working tonight. Fools me all the time. Uh, but take a look at that. Drop an image on there. Once you've edited it once, there's a button at the bottom. You could add something else, change it again, and edit it once more. You can save it out of there if you want to do that. So those two things are out on the website. Yes, sir. No, that was in my presentation that we showed a tool that did that. There's no plan for that. In fact, people didn't even want to get their scores out of this thing. Exactly, exactly. So this is something that you can use to as an opinion. Might not be as good as Art's opinion, or my opinion, or Jim's opinion, but it's another opinion that you can use, and it's based on some good foundation. Yeah. Get to that here in just a minute. We'll show you. So the results from the AI editor, you can't enter those in competition. Art will know. Art will know. Yeah, they're not photographs. But as I said, we're trying to find all kinds of different ways to create images. And this is a way to use your own images as a starting point to go along the lines of somewhat of what Christine is doing, not as a composite, but as something else. So play with that. All right. So the directions you get out of the critique, I tried to copy and paste them right into the image editor and have it edit the image with those directions. Didn't work with this particular program. I have another program it did work with, however. But it doesn't help you any because you're still getting something that you can't enter into competition. So I looked at it and I said, well, how can we make this work for people so they can take those instructions and put them into a competition? And I said, okay, so yeah, I've created a prototype. This is not available yet, but certainly let me know if you're interested. You copy and paste the text you get out of the critique program, the corrections. This is suggested changes to make to this image to make it better. Copy and paste that text into an AI created program that creates a JSX script for Photoshop. You know what that is, anybody? Besides Art? There's action scripts that you can store and recall. And JSX is another form of way to program Photoshop to do things. And it's one that the AI understands how to create. So I said, okay, we'll here's this text on how to make corrections. Put it in this program and create a script for Photoshop. Then you load the image into Photoshop and you run the script in Photoshop. You'll find it under File, Scripts, Browse, and go find the file that it creates. And you load that in. And it produces, this is exactly what it produces. These are screenshots from the program running against Photoshop. So it produces this first page. Hang on, you folks at home. I just got an email, text from Bob Kennedy, who's watching online, so we know he's with us. So it tells you this was a bird enhancement. I knew it was a bird. Yeah, I knew it was a bird I was working on here. The script has created 2 special layers for dodge and burn. You can see them in the layers panel down there. And you'll now be guided through 5 steps to do the editing in Photoshop. And here's the instructions for each of those 5 steps. Now I talked to Richard before. He says, we're going to replace him. I said, no, I don't think so. I think you're going to get more customers because they're going to find ways to use Photoshop to improve their images. And they're going to know how to do it more and better. But I could be wrong. So what do you think? Pretty cool, huh? Now, when you get done with this, you've got an image that you can submit to competition because it's still a photo. And it's been done in Photoshop, just like anything else we do in Photoshop. And it uses the power of AI to help you go from point A to point B. Yeah.
It's doing or just giving you the instructions?
Giving you the instructions.
Okay.
It can't do the dodge and burn,
Right.
but it's going to tell you how to use the brush, where to get the brush, what color to make the brush,
Gotcha.
and where to draw on the image. You know, generally, but you still get to do the editing. Anything else? Any other questions? No. What would you load it into? Oh yeah, you can take the instructions right out of the critique if you know how to use Photoshop and use them directly. Yeah, sure. Yeah, the critique is going to it's basically just going to give you, all this is doing is converting those into steps that people who are not that familiar with Photoshop understand.
Yeah, that's what I did when we tested it, is basically the critique shows you what's right with the image, first of all, and then it has suggestions about what, to do, including cropping. It's very complete, it says, bring up the shadows like on the left side of the image, decrease the highlights on the right. You should probably increase the saturation a little bit. To me, it wanted to oversaturate a little bit, I thought. Um, but, other than that, it was very, very specific, including how to crop it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Well,
you
yeah,
can see some enough to see.
I just looked at it,
Yeah,
and you're working on one screen has the instructions, and I was in Lightroom. I wasn't even in Photoshop.
Yep. Not yet. But we are tracking who's using it. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes. I didn't bring any with me. I sent some to Art, but I didn't get much feedback. So
Absolutely improved it. I might be able to throw it. Well, you can't see it. I can show it to the YouTube people.
The image that I used was one of the botanical gardening images that I copied the critique results from into another program, not Nana Banana. And I thought it did an outstanding job of editing that image in terms of AI regeneration. I can't enter that competition. So yeah, the possibilities are there for sure. No, this program is for Photoshop. Yes. Yes. Yep. Yep. Anything else? Okay. So I'll continue to look for ways to see how we can use AI to do the things that we love to do without getting into trouble with the competition director if you're going to enter competition. If you're not going to enter competition, it doesn't matter. Do whatever you want. You know, Clyde Butcher's wife paints on images. She has a wonderful time doing it. Lovely results. And we'll keep exploring the ways to use AI tools and methods. And our first meeting is, I'm sorry, our next meeting is the first Tuesday of next month. You got a date on that, Jim?
I do if I look on my calendar.
Yeah, we'll send you out a notice and warn you. Come join us at the AI meeting and see what else is going on. You want the movie now, right? No. No? Did I inspire you?
Okay, I just wanted to mention tonight, I waited till the end here. We've got the Tarpon Springs photo outing coming up. That's going to be Thursday and Friday, November 6th and 7th. We'll go up on the 6th, and there are numerous locations where you can take some photo ops. And you'll be getting a list of that if you'd like to attend this outing. I do have some people that have signed up. If you want to sign up for the outing, I need your email address and your phone number. And you're welcome to give that to me tonight after the meeting, but not to worry because next month being our October meeting, I will have literature for you, contact information and everything that you'll need and description of the trip. Now, the reason that I picked Thursday and Friday, that'd be the 6th and the 7th of November, was because my thought process was that after our outing, let's just say you wanted to stay an extra day, you could run down to Tampa, go to Ybor City. One time I went to Ybor City by myself, stayed overnight. I spent 2 days in Ybor City shooting. You can get some great gritty shots in Ybor City. I love the people walking down the street with the snake around their neck and guy that painted himself totally silver. You know, there's some pretty crazy stuff you see in Ybor City. So that might be interesting for you to do. You could extend your stay up that way if you want to. But the actual outing is Thursday and Friday, the 6th and 7th of November. And I think that's all I have for tonight, but I will need your email and your phone number if you want to attend. And if you don't get to me tonight and you decide next month you want to do this in November, I'll be at the meeting. I'll have literature for you, contact information, and everything that you'll need. Okay, we'll start the slideshow. I love the creativity, huh? Beautiful. Everybody's got a different perspective on water. I love seeing these shows. It's great. How many you want?
More.
6?
Okay, the moment you've all been waiting for, the door prizes. Don't forget the free table. Okay, the first winner is 2636. 2636 in the back.